Alright. What is up, guys? Looks like it's gonna be a you kind of day. Yeah. Alrighty. So, how's it going, guys? It's Nick B here, and today we are trading. It is May 10th, halfway through the month already, essentially. And it's the lowest our account has ever been. So we're not in a great spot for hitting our goal of 550 at the end of the month, which was supposed to be where's our this timeline. You've never been further from this timeline in our lives. We're not even at the margin needed, which is unfortunate. But hopefully we're profitable every single day. Probably gonna do 2 trades today, lose both. That'll be it. If I'm being quite honest. Well, that's the pattern at least. That's statistically speaking. Nonetheless, let's go ahead and give it our best. I'm confident. My throat kind of hurts today. It was kind of cold last night. Yeah. Alright, you do kind of have rising consolidation, but there's a little bit of a gap in there, which is right here. So overall trend's gonna be up, and this day has a bunch of big U's in it, so this is you gotta watch out for these kind of days. It's a rangy kind of day. It's not a trending day, but it is a rangy kind of day. One sec off. You need a little bit more evidence for the overall trend to be up. I mean down. All right, good trade. So you have this. It was mainly because you have this rising consolidation to break and move beyond that. That really declares an overall uptrend. So then you get 2 legs in that direction. No level of resistance to back that up. So good trade. Let's go. So rangy days require you to have a lot more evidence for the overall trend. Range days require a lot less evidence, and strong trending days require a whole ton. Actually, just as much as rangy days. Yeah. So right here, I was looking for it in our strategy, and it's right here. A strong trending day. Keep in mind, spice move with the overall direction. We'll have more fun with than usual, creating an overall trend to continue in that direction. Yes. This may now be the case in some of these, and here, look, must not be a kind of rangy day. Kind of rangy days are strong trending days, but has good trends in the opposite direction side, which can sometimes look like mountains or U's. There's your mountain, there's your U, there's your bigger version of the U, which was supposed to complete, but the market was like, nope. Yeah. There was a swing low first entry here, but I hate those setups. And the second entry, I'm worried we gotta do this. Looks like we might have to. If it bounces off the midline here, and this should be confirmed. We got some reaction to the midline here. Nope, no reaction. But sometimes when it pushes straight through like that, that means that midline is confirmed. So right now I'm trying to decide whether or not we bounced off that midline or broke through that midline. But it almost looks like either way we set it up, it's pretty much the same. Let's see. Where we care about this side, not the other side. If it's a downtrend, we care about that bottom side. If it's an uptrend, we care about that top resistance level. So right now we care about that support level. I don't like any of the setups here. We have like a double top, first entry. You got a low here, but it comes way back almost to the same low. So I don't like that setup either. Usually, if it pushes more than halfway than that first move, I'm staying out of it. If it comes down to like the 3/4 area, like I don't want to take it. But let's see what we would have done. We have a swing low first entry, second entry. It looks like overall trend is definitely going to be down. You have a level of resistance here that was tested maybe like 3 times and never pushed higher there. So overall trend would be down. You'd go for a non-obvi buy, which your entrance would be at 69 even. Nice. Got another swing high first entry, but that first entry just comes up just as where our first high is. That level of resistance was also it had that like slight slope up there and it just keeps pushing higher, so I don't like that. That's gonna be an overall uptrend. So yeah. Alright, we got a double top there. I'm not sure if I really want to take that though. Yeah. But we definitely pushed really far down, so and I think that was a pretty significant low. So maybe a sell, or could be a whoop-de-doo low as well. So maybe a buy. I think it was a whoop-de-doo low. So let's see if that actually works out. So far, it looks good. All right, now that's a good first entry. We got swing low first entry. Here's our second trade setup. Looks like it's going to be an overall downtrend. 2 legs in that direction. Got enough evidence to back it up as well. Not a level of resistance though, but enough evidence to back it up. So since overall downtrend, we're going to go for a buy here. 50. Huge move in that direction, but there's just not enough evidence to back it up. There's no low there that can like really declare that. So yeah. $25 now. Alright, we just bounced off of there as well, sort of. But that's not the reason we're going for a buy here. It's overall downtrend because you have all this resistance here, but not a good level of resistance. But that's all that to back up that move there. Then there's just a correction of that. Then you just have this low. You need a lot more to back up before you have an overall uptrend here. There's just a lot of reason for an overall downtrend in this case. And if we get stopped out, I'm not even sure if we're getting this trade. Okay. There's the trigger. So if we were in the trade, or the people who would be in the trade would be here already. So if it breaks above here, we're getting out the trade. No trade. Actually, we could have stayed in that trade. Actually, no, it created a new, yeah, that'd been kind of weird. Actually, we could have. Then that entrance would have been somewhere right here. We would have got it, but a little weird. Man, I can't believe there's barely any trades. It's been half an hour already. Right? 20, yep. 33 minutes already. Alright, you gotta swing low. That's your first entry, I guess. Oh, that's a better first entry. I actually do think this was a pretty good level of resistance. Yeah, and didn't do a thing where it kept pushing higher. I don't really see a slope here. So I'm gonna go ahead and call this a good level of resistance. And since we broke above that, I think there's a chance to carry up back to this high. this is the next high we got to worry about. So let's go ahead and just draw something right here. Perhaps something like that. Just move it over a little bit. Yeah. Let's go ahead and try to continue this. If there's a two-legged pullback, that's when we really hesitate to continue spikes. But if the continuing the spike is on the other end, on the swing low, first entry, second entry, I'm okay with continuing those. I lit a candle because it's kind of starting to smell like my body odor in here. Or my body sweat, I guess. Might get in the trade here. There it is. We never use this as a level of resistance, mainly because we never got a setup. But I mean, I tested it multiple times, and it kind of broke through it like nothing really. So maybe this wasn't a level of resistance. But as you can see, there's so much, like there's something there, you know. So maybe, hopefully, we were right. I was hoping to finish like way over here, but we never just got the setup. So, yeah, I'm not sure what we're gonna do today because it's gonna be 10:30, and then after that it's gonna be 11, and who knows like when the next trade will be after this one here. Because then those are next setup after almost a whole hour. After a good 40 minutes, 43 minutes. And I don't even know if this would be right, but we got a huge move up. Pullback, two-legged pullback now. I see that there's no like actual two-leg correction before we took that trade, but we're continuing the spike, so you don't necessarily need it. I don't think, or maybe you do. Yeah, but I think you do. Well, NT. So it looks like this was a good level of resistance, but it was just, if we had like more of a two-leg correction in here and then the spike, then maybe it would have been a better trade. But yeah. I thought this was a level of resistance, but we did break through it with zero hesitation. I feel like did a little bounce there. Well, I guess it bounced right here, sort of, but like at this level, if it bounced there, then pushed, then I think it would have been a lot more confirmed. But it was the fact that, well, one, we never used it as a level of resistance, so fun. Okay, well, I guess you could kind of see the rising slope now that I look at it. You could kind of see it like that, so maybe this wasn't a level of resistance. If we were really hesitant since we didn't use it and we saw this, that there was zero rejection off of there, then that's maybe something we could have used. All right, we have a swing high first entry, second entry, but it did close to where that, it did close next to that, it did close where that candle closed. Actually, it closed down here, but that high is where that candle closed. But there's no setups. Overall trend is down, whatever. There's a gap in that falling consolidation, which is why we're going for overall trend down. NT. NT means nitrous try, by the way. Hmm. So the reason we went for the buy is because it's overall downtrend. You do have falling consolidation, but there's that big gap in there. So that's the reason we went for the buy. If we do get stepped out, it'll be because I don't know. Must be something I don't see. Which could just lead to a 20%er. You know. And once we get stepped out here, I don't know if it'll keep on trading. I don't know. In all honesty, like this one should have worked, and this one should have worked. Both didn't work, and I'm trying to figure out why. We're missing something very important. And I can't figure out what it is. If we did exactly opposite of our strategy, everything would work. I mean, down to like 2 weeks ago, if we did the exact opposite, we'd be at 2 contracts already, trading 2 contracts. But our strategy just does the exact opposite now for some reason. And I can't figure out why. This one I have absolutely no idea why we got stepped out. It's barely falling consolidation. It's overall downtrend. I can't find a reason for this to get stopped out. I actually can't. There's like nothing there unless we just do this, then like it's overall down. We just bounce off of there, so it's overall uptrend. You go for a non-obvious sell. I'm looking at MBT right now. They just added micro Bitcoin, and I've never seen anything like this. There's a lot of gaps in there. Oh, it's because of the minute chart. Let's see if we can switch this to a tick chart. Let's do 100 tick chart. Yep, absolutely no info to trade off of. Yeah, not enough volatility, I guess. Alright, let's really try to use our strategy here because, man, we're not having any luck. We did have a high here, but I think it's going to be a whoop-de-doo high. I think we had staircase highs maybe here, but we got the rejection off of there, and then we just pushed through there like it was nothing. So I think it's just an overall uptrend, but of course what we thought for the past 2 trades has not been correct. NT. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Just as soon as we get in trade, I know it's not gonna work. Our strategy just don't work sometimes, or actually all the time recently. But at least we give it the good old-fashioned try. The reason we went for the sell is because I thought it was an overall uptrend, and we had a spike past the whoop-de-doo high. There was no build up to it. If there was a build up to it, then that would have been a pretty significant high. But we had staircase highs here nonetheless. And yeah, that was it. And if we even tested there just a little bit, no, there's no rejection off of there, so I wouldn't even consider that anything. So that's the reason we went for the buy. But there's definitely something wrong with our strategy. I'm not too sure what it is. But if we get the scalp here, then maybe there's nothing wrong with our strategy. You're funny, Nick. You thought you were gonna get the scalp. Should we go for a runner here? Yeah, my soul is depressed. Let's go for a runner. So our scalp would have been 2, 4, 6, 7, and 3 ticks. So right here, 25. Oh, you thought you were actually you thought you were actually gonna get it, Nick. You're hilarious. You're hilarious. Jafla. So where's our scalp again? 2, 4, 6, 7, and 3 ticks. 1, 2, 3. So that's here. That's our scalpity scalp. So if we break past that, I'm gonna go ahead and move that, but of course we may not get it. Hopefully our strategy works. And hopefully we get stopped out because we were too greedy with money and it comes here and it stops us out. That's what I'm hoping for. To teach ourselves a lesson. Nonetheless, we had a pretty good swing low. I mean, triple bottom, not the best swing low, but we'll call that double bottom, whatever, and treat it as such. We'll go for an extra tick when we move it. There it is. So if we get stepped out, that's our fault. Because, yeah. Let's just go for an extra 2 points. I do think it should spill here, but who am I? There's no way of like actually knowing, you know. Let's just go for double. We'll just track it. NT.